Hi, friends. Chris Kelly here. Hey, it's that time of week again. Time to take a look at stats. I'm going to talk a little bit about maybe a couple of different things as well. But first, let's dive in. Let's have a look at what's going on in the world of real estate in Portland Metro. You know, the trend is slightly upward, so which is fantastic. We're seeing new listings get into the fives. Certainly not where we've been in past years, but it is increasing. Pending sales are definitely increasing. They're 16% over this time last week, which is nice. Again, a reflection of what interest rates have been doing, and I think there's a combination of things that we can speak to, and I'll come back to that as well. The velocity in the marketplace remains good. It remains better than, it's not going to look like this. And again, we've talked about that being an anomaly, but certainly, as I always compare to 2019, which, as I said, was a fantastic marketplace. We're actually moving at a pace for the properties that are going to market, going pending and selling. We're moving at a pace that's faster than 2019. It doesn't feel like that for all of the reasons, all of the stock market and bank capitulation, interest rate capitulation, those things, that roller coaster ride feels unnerving at times. But really, when you break through and look at the data, the houses that are moving at a pretty decent clip, all in all. There are less of them moving at a decent clip. This change right here in 2023 versus 2022, we're off on solds this week versus this time last year, 48%. I think 12-month average, we're off like 26%. So that just means that the first part of last year was way more robust than it was the same times this year. But still, we're down, but the houses that are selling are still selling at a pretty decent clip. Anyway, I want to segue into stats, but we're getting to the end of the quarter, and my team is starting to look at we're looking at our quarterly data. I was more than pleasantly surprised. We have outperformed in the first quarter of 23, both last year and 2021. In terms of units, in terms of sales volume, which are the main metrics that we measure. And I'm not saying that, as a pat on the back at all. The point in it is we're running our own race. We're worrying about our economy rather than fretting about the economy. Are times different? Yes, they are. Is it tougher for some? Absolutely. Is it tougher for everybody? Not necessarily. And again, I think, giving credit where credit is due to this team that I work with of stellar humans. The long and short of it, and the drum that we beat to all of our clients, you hear me say it here every week, keep your eye on the ball. And the eye on the ball in our world means what's going on in your life. Are those circumstances such that it makes good sense to be doing something with real estate in our case? And that's the advice. I had a lender friend of mine ask me my opinion about the marketplace. And I said, where residential is concerned, these are the things that are important. You know what? Somebody's life circumstances didn't change necessarily because the stock market had a bad day or because interest rates were 5 or 6 or 7. They're still getting married, getting divorced, getting relocated. Life events are still happening. And so, our input is to help somebody decide, is it a good time in my life, considering my circumstances, to make a move? And if it is, let's talk about what that looks like given the landscape, given the climate in the marketplace. Because we keep our eye on the ball, we keep performing. So not only have we receded less than the marketplace, we're literally double this time last year in production. Actually, I didn't know that. I'm almost ashamed to admit it, but I really didn't. And I was very pleasantly surprised. But that's because we keep our head down and we keep trying to help. So here's my suggestion. Take a look at your circumstances. Run your own race. People get really caught up in headlines and just news and just all that business. And it's pretty seductive and it's pretty interesting at times and sometimes morbidly amusing. But you know, the long and short of it is your economy and your life circumstances aren't necessarily congruent with what's going on in the economy or in the world of media. So I've got to realize that personally, and when looking at our data, we just got a couple of pretty significant awards as a team. We're one of the top teams in the company as a whole. So kudos to my group of excellent humans that make up Kelly Marketing Group. And you know what? All that said, we're here to help you. That's what it's all about. We're here to help you and yours. So if there's anything we can be doing, please feel free and reach out. It isn't about just knocking out a transaction. It's about helping you make good decisions. If it's such that it turns into a transaction, fabulous. If it doesn't, I'm perfectly happy to see that you got good advice. So anyway, as I always say, till the next time.